How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. This is the JR Wisdom channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And if this is your first time checking out one of my videos, especially the live stream, which I haven't done these in a while, guys, make sure you guys check in, tap in, show some support. I'm ready to get some thoughts from you guys about what's going on in this dating market. Sorry I'm so late. Let's get this out of the way first. I'm not. I'm dressed like this because I just came from a closing. The closing was running late. That's why we're appearing here late on this live stream. Once again, I apologize to you guys. Don't kill me. So, not trying to emulate anyone. This is how I dress on a daily basis when I conduct my routine as far as being a realtor, and I still have to go to a banquet after this. But anyway, I just want to join live here with you guys. I'm going to post for anybody that's ready that wants to get on to express your feelings about the difficulty in this dating market. I would be happy to hear your thoughts on that. You know what I mean? Because it is a beast out here. Some people saying it isn't. They're not having any issues. I mean, it is what it is. The majority of things I hear from guys, really, um, in terms of women, I hear, in terms of women, the issues I hear from guys is that, women are constantly flaking. Women, are entertaining multiple guys. They really don't know what they want. Dudes ended up showing too much interest and things like that. And when they end up showing interest, you would think that this is what a woman wants. But no, she gets turned off. And then you're like, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong in all of this at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna just click while I go on. I'm gonna just add this link in the comments here for anybody who wants to share their experience. In terms of that, gonna hear some stories here. This thing is whenever you go online, sometimes you have like technical difficulties and shit. With stuff. So you gotta hit the Control V. So I just put it in the comments here, and I'm gonna also put it in the description for you guys. But dating for me is it's not what it used to. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you get in the mix of certain things and you actually trying to get to know somebody, you have this thing called meeting someone's representative. And if you guys don't know what that means that when you meet somebody, they are someone completely different or they're lying, and then either that 30-day or that 90-day period comes and goes, and you're like, who the hell is this person? You know what I'm saying? And it's like you've been lying to me all along. You're not this person who you claim to be. You know what I mean? So I find it to be like when you're dealing with certain women. I know we get into a lot of the videos I'm talking about. We get into talking about single mothers and dudes having a hard time finding quality women or women without kids and things like that. And once you get over 30, I'm not saying it's impossible, but for the guys who don't have children, which obviously it seems like the ratio for guys who don't have children as opposed to uh, guys who do is not the same as if for the women. It's like you encounter more women that have children than there are guys, and a lot of time guys, they have a scarcity mindset, and it's like this is just something I'm going to have to deal with in terms of am I going to be able to find a woman that doesn't have kids? You know what I mean? So I want to pin this in the comments too. Also, it's already in the chat. I'm gonna pin it in the comments here, or maybe I can't. But anyway, we're gonna pin this one here. What I got there. Y'all bear with me, guys. I haven't been on here in a while. Let's pin this at the top. So yeah, I'm just reading some of these comments. Woman can tell when you have that je ne sais quoi. That's what it is, man. I have I have guys. They'll be like, it's all about the money, and all women care about is money. And there's been a lot of these videos that I've been, reacting to and commenting on. Guys will be like, it's not about how you make a woman feel. And with all due respect, I mean, we got a case by case basis when you tricking on a woman, as opposed to when a woman's genuinely interested in you. When you tricking, obviously, you could tell. If I see you, King Harlem, I'm gonna add you in here shortly, man. Anybody else, I'm gonna add y'all on as y'all coming in, because I want to hear some of these stories here that y'all got going on that y'all been dealing with. But anytime you're dealing with a woman, I forgot I forgot my train of thought when I was talking about that just now. But yeah, whenever you're dealing with a woman, man, it's like it's what she's like somebody said, it's that je ne sais quoi. And if you don't have it, you can initially attract a woman, but a lot of guys end up running their mouth. They show too much interest, and you completely turn them off. You know what I'm saying? That money stuff is cool if you understand. If you think when you come into a situationship with a woman and it's about money, she knows it's about money, but you start thinking it's something other than that, then that's cool too. Maybe over time you can say she'll get accustomed to you because you're familiar. But it's nothing like when you get a woman attached, not based off money, but when you get generally get her attached. That's why I always said that with the argument is, if you got so many Pookie and Ray Rays that got women, like, even though these women are taking care of these dudes, these women, the Jodies, they're letting the guys drive their cars, all this other stuff, while you a hardworking man, you trying to show that this woman that you're genuinely interested in her, but she's in love with this guy. I used to call it, I got an old video called the Tyrone effect. You know what I'm saying? Where you take her out, you wine and dine her, and Tyrone's at home, maybe living in her house or driving her car, or maybe just living with his mama. She's in love with Tyrone, wishing that Tyrone would do the things that you're doing. You're taking her out to these, for you guys who doing that, that's a little bit too much. But you out whining and dining, y'all haven't been intimate or anything like that, and you already, doing stuff like that. Nah, man. You have to make a woman earn it with this dating. When it comes to this dating stuff, you have to make a woman earn it, guys. So I'm gonna bring on King Harlem real quick and see what you got to say, brother. What's happening with you, man?
Hey, how you doing, JR, man? Appreciate you having me on the platform, and your platform definitely growing.
Wait up.
Yes, I can hear
I got
you.
my sound off. My bad. Because I had the
It's
video
okay.
running
It's
at the
fine.
same time. Hold on a second, bro.
It's okay.
I had the video running at the same time.
That's fine.
All right, say something now, bro. Hello?
No, I was saying I appreciate you having me on your platform, JR.
No
I
worries, man.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you tuning in. What's
Yeah,
what's
but
going on out here? What's going on here in these dating fields, man? What's happening?
well, I'm 45.
Mm,
I really don't have a problem dating a modern woman.
right,
I speak three different languages. Instead of taking a woman out to eat, I'm a little bit more cost efficient and
right,
different things like that. And guys, you can learn from this as well. Women would prefer you to take them out to a picnic on a nice summer day as opposed to taking them out to eat at a restaurant. Believe it or
right,
not, it's a little bit different, but they like that kind of stuff. Believe
right,
it or not. Uh, as a 45-year-old man, I have an extensive wardrobe. I appreciate what you're wearing today.
right.
You start to gather things as you get older. You start to
Fact.
build more resources, more money. The bank account's a little bit healthier and different things like that. Your children, if you have any, they're grown-ups. So they're well out of college. I know mine are. But I didn't want to hold up your platform, but it does help with style. And that was me speaking about je ne sais quoi.
Right,
If it's something that you have or you don't have, and a lot of times you can really get it if you had a two-parent home because it's something that dad gives you, something that you watch and that you see, day to day. Dad had that, that je ne sais quoi that drew mom in. So,
right.
it's just how you look at things. But I'm not gonna hold you guys up much. I just wanted to step in and say my part.
Yeah. Well, I got you on here though. So you said you're 45, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's when you? I know you say you don't have issues with dating, but what's the age range that you normally date in, and what do you see in terms of that? Like in terms of the age range, and is there a typical mindset for the women that you date?
I would say 30 is probably the lowest I'd go. 30, you
Right.
know.
And why is that?
Yeah, I'd say 30 because I'm 45. I mean, I need her to come, pretty just slightly established on her own. I need her to have a few bumps, a few bruises of her own. I need her also to know how it is to lose and know how it is to gain and to have it all and lose it all. You're
Right.
not gonna know that at 20 and 25. You know what I mean? You're
Right.
not gonna have enough bumps and bruises. You know.
So you don't mind if she's got kids or not?
No, I don't mind. No.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you're not one of
And I can
those
only
far
say
right.
that.
Go ahead.
No, now 15, 20 years ago, no, no. 15, 20 years ago, no. Now, absolutely. I mean, I could take on children right now, financially,
Right.
yeah.
Right. But 30 is the lowest you go, but that's not
Uh-huh.
really your preference as far as age wise.
Under 30, no.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. So
That's
you
my
more of a
preference. That's my preference.
right. So you going into the silver, what is it, the silver fox ages?
Well, I don't, I mean, I'm not demanding children and,
Right.
things like that, I'm not demanding of these things. So, I could live with children or without them. I've raised my own. They're grown-ups, like I said,
Yeah.
and, so I don't really, whether she has children or not, I just was more focused on trying to get to know who I was at 25 and 26. So I can only imagine, a female at 25, 26. So right now, at this day and age,
Got you. No, I understand, bro. Hey, I appreciate hearing that from an older gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Especially how you said like the
no problem,
style
man.
makes a difference. The style makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? And it seems to me like you haven't had many issues in terms of dating and whatnot. So
No, because, I speak French, I speak Spanish, I speak English, obviously. But, like women are pretty impressed. Like if you get on the phone and you start speaking French and you never told her you spoke French, she's pretty impressed.
right,
And then
right,
you
right,
turn
right,
around and speak Spanish, so she knows that, you just didn't waste your time. You out trying to learn some stuff. She may not know French, but she
right,
likes the way it sounds, and different things like that. So it's just different things, that you can try to learn. And that wasn't to impress her. That was for me, that
right.
was, I learned French and Spanish to, you know, for me, not to impress a woman, for business
So
purposes, really, should I say.
right. So what's some issues you be hearing brothers be talking about though? Like in your experience from where you live at, like some issues that they claim that in these dating fields.
But I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona right now.
Uh oh.
So I don't really hear much complaining from the brothers. No, I don't. The brothers are pretty well off here.
Right.
We're doing good here. If you look up Scottsdale, Arizona, brothers, we're doing good, man. We're doing good for ourselves.
Hmm.
So it's not much complaining here,
Man, yo, that sounds
to
like
be
easy
honest.
living, man. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like
Well, I
for
mean, not
real.
easy living. You got to work hard. It's not
No, I'm
easy.
talking about in
But
terms
once
of
you get the bike tuned up,
yeah, I'm talking about in terms of
yeah, once you
women
get
not
the
giving
bike
you.
tuned up, you get you.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
but
go ahead.
it's all about your bike. It's how. What do is your bike tuned up? Do you have new tires? Is it a new chain? Take care of what you have and keep it. Keep your machine going. Whatever machine you have, keep it going. And
Right,
everything else will follow right through that. Women and everything else will just fall right with it.
got you. Everything falls in line
Yeah,
as
you
long
got
as
to
you got
focus on what
everything
you're
tuned up.
doing first. Yeah.
Yeah. Purpose,
Right, right,
purpose
right.
driven. Got you. Say no more, man.
Yeah.
I'm just like I said, I'm just trying to get some, some feedback on some fellas out there, you know what I mean? But I
No
understand,
problem,
what I
man.
mean?
No problem.
Yeah.
I
But I
watch you all
appreciate
the time, man. I watch you all the time. My son put me on to you, actually.
your son?
My son, my son
Oh
put
man.
me on to you. Yeah, my son. Yeah. He said,
Oh
"Look, man, you
man.
got to watch this J.R. Wisdom guy." And I was like, "Bet, I'll check him out." Ever since then, I've been pressing the like button, and just, I've been, that's me up there, man. I've been putting that work in because you got some
Yeah.
good stuff, man, for these young guys. You got some good stuff. You're not out there kicking garbage, man. And you're not
Yeah.
throwing the women out with kids. I like that. You're not throwing them out. You're not throwing the women out with kids. I love that about you,
Yeah.
man. They need love too, and
Yeah.
they're willing to straighten up and fight right, for the right men.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to be. I see you, AJ. I'm gonna bring you on, bro. I try to be even keel, man, and I appreciate that. A lot of people think that, and I just want to put this out for everybody watching. A lot of people think I just popped up doing reaction videos, but my stuff goes back to 2017. I've been putting out stuff.
That
I just
that's
haven't.
what my son. That's what my son said. He's like, Dad, he's been out a while.
Yeah.
He showed me a video where you lost weight. Then he showed me a video where you gained weight. You've been at this a while, man.
Yeah.
You've
For
been there.
sure.
He was like, yeah, he lost weight. He lost a lot of weight. Dad, look at him. He looks better now. I'm like, damn, he's shaping it
Yeah.
up. Even my son noticed. He was
Yeah. I
like, yo,
got.
he lost a lot of weight. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. See, he's doing well for himself.
Speaking of weight, fellas, that's highly important. That not just for attracting women, but that's good for your health and your self confidence out in these fields as far as dating. But
But it's crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy how
bro,
observant my son was. But I appreciate you having me on.
no worries, man. And I appreciate you tuning in, bro. We'll catch up again.
All right.
All right, all right, peace. Yeah, man, that weight thing is something serious, bro. I gotta get some pounds off here shortly, but that's definitely one thing that's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing that not only is it for the ladies, it's for yourself, it's for your health, it's for your confidence, man. All around, that's something definitely to get you right in these fields. But I'm about to bring this brother on here, AJ, see what's happening, see what you got, see what we talking about, bro.
What's going on, sir? How's everything?
Oh, greatest day of my life. How about yourself?
I say the same thing. I keep asking for more, but they only give me one day at a time, unfortunately.
Right, right, right. So what you got for me, AJ, man? What's happening with what you think is one of the issues, man, that is difficult out here? And I see you appear to be a man of wisdom. You're not one of these young whippersnappers. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? What's going on out here?
Not any longer. No, I'm no longer a young whippersnapper.
Mm.
And even when I was, the dating has changed drastically so much. I'm sure as you've seen from Kevin Samuels and other people who have broadcasted, and just in general, probably in your own life from interacting with people. I have older children,
Right.
and I have a son that's in California now. He's 33,
Right.
and it was amazing to him and some of his friends. I was with them in Miami last week. That at 33, 34, none of them have children, and none of them have found women that they would even think about making a wife because of how the women carry themselves.
Right.
And one of the key, I want to say, components that they present themselves as, and I'm referring to the women, seems to be, I'm your equal.
Right.
And I've said this because, the gentleman before was talking about how you dress, how you carry yourself, and different things.
Right.
And he said that also comes from, we learned that from other men.
Mm.
I remember there was a kid across the street. His father wasn't around for whatever reason. And he used to follow my grandfather when he used to walk 2 blocks up to catch the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And I follow him because your grandfather always comes out. I never seen him in a t-shirt. I've only ever seen him in a button shirt. He always smells good. He always walks a certain way. And those are things that you learn, and that's how you present yourself. I don't understand the women of today. Even in my generation growing up, I'm 56 now. So, and I've been married 3 times. So my experience is out there, but I've always believed in marriage.
Right.
Someone said, well, you've never lived with anybody. I refuse to live with somebody. At no point is anybody ever going to say, get out of my house. It's never, we may have that argument, but it's never going to be an argument that's going to hold any water because It's our home. And it doesn't belong to the landlord. It belongs to the bank. And as long as we're paying for it, we own something.
Right.
And we own it together. And it's the same thing with children. You're never going to say, leave my child alone. No, it's our child.
Right.
So
Right.
we're having a moment now well, we're going to come back and address this because it's our child and we're going to do what's best for our children.
Right.
So, but you don't see that now.
Nah.
The independence of women now, even raising kids, they don't want to raise children with a man.
Right.
And again, I'm only seeing it in a limited perspective. And the change that I've seen in women, for example, I'm in New York. I work for the New York.
Yeah, I was going to ask you where you were at.
I'm in New York City. I'm actually in Queens, one of the outer boroughs.
Right.
But I worked for New York City Transit Authority, which is a very well-paying job. A lot of people don't realize that. They kind of don't like the way it moves, but it's a well-paying job.
Absolutely.
I would see women come to this job who really, the appearance, everything is different. The demeanor, everything is different.
Right.
And I would say, listen, you're taking on a job that within 4 years, you're going to be making $100,000 a year. Think about that. In 10 years, you're going to be a millionaire. Exactly. Yeah, you don't have $1 million, but $1 million has passed through your existence in 10 years or less, depending on how hard you work.
Indeed.
And change from how they come in and how, like 5 years later, you run into them and everything is different. You say, oh, how's your husband? Oh, we got divorced. Why? Because she's coming to the table now, being able to make demands that they didn't make before because of how income-wise, that they knew if I mess around, I may be homeless, I may be just out of pocket in general. So to see that drastic change, and that's what this Kevin Samuels talks about all the time, the modern world has given women so many options that they don't come as wives.
Right.
When you ask some women about being married, the women that want to be married are older women, and they come with a truckload of baggage. It's like they come with, look, here's the truck with baggage. Go through this first and see if you want to deal with it.
When you say older, what do you mean when you say older? They're older.
When I think, I'm going to say 37 plus. 37 up, you see that. Over 40, forget it. It's and personally, experiencing that personally, my sister, who's older than me, she's in her 60 now, looks very good for 60. To see the relationships that my older sister went through, which was at the start of women's lib and the women's movement. And one of the things she always told us was, we're fortunate, but we rode equality on the coattails of women.
Right.
And that's what she said. That's what you black men don't understand. We women were out here fighting more than black men were fighting. And I said, yeah, because we had to work. We couldn't be on the forefront. You wanted to fight to get into the workforce and to be treated as an equal. We just wanted to be treated equal enough that we could keep feeding our families. And that's the history of the black community, which has dissolved. One of the things Kevin Samuels talks about, women have no issue with being the mother of children and not having a husband.
Yeah,
the
crazy.
whole idea of husband, house, family. No, it's children, next dude, maybe another child. Now I'm going to get it together. Now I want to find somebody that's going to deal with my children. And the people that they tend to choose. I know a young lady now that I talk to all the time. She constantly has issues with her marriage. You know what my point to her is? But you married him.
Right.
And he accepted you and your two children from two other men, and neither one of those guys was any good.
Exactly.
So the fact that he said, marry me, and you jumped at it, and now you want to backpedal and say, I need to get out of this marriage because I think I can do better. You're 34 years old with three children now from three different men, including your husband. You're married. What more are you looking for? Well, I want a man that's going to be a better provider. You didn't pick a better provider. He wasn't a provider when you met him. How do you expect it? Well, I thought he had potential. Potential for what? Because he whispered in your ear while you were on the pillow together about how he's going to do better next time, how he's going to take you out of this hovel that you live in. So we live in these dreams of, I can always do better. It's always going to be. I think Kevin Samuels said it also, and I hate to keep addressing him or referencing him, but he said they think they have infinite lives. It's like a video game. They have infinite lives to come back and start over. And that's not the way the world works. And I would say my sister is a prime example of that, because at 60, her husband lives in Texas. She's in Atlanta. And they've been living like that for 3 years now. And
she's still married.
Yeah, she's perfectly content with it, because she's the true version of the modern woman. She doesn't want a man to tell her what to do. She wants to move at her own pace, at her own space. And the fact that you have somebody that dictates to you, and she was one of those that said it to us because she was older than us, that she never felt it was fair that our father made mommy do so much. And I said, well, what do you mean? Well, he kept giving her kids. but that was his job. That's what we did in the black community.
Yeah.
And everybody around me had more than one. I think there was only one household that you saw in my neighborhood growing up in the 70s that had one child.
Yeah.
Everyone else had two or more children, and the men worked, and in some situations the women worked.
Yeah.
My mother didn't work because it wasn't economically viable. For her to go out to work was to pay somebody to watch us in the times we weren't in school. So what was that for her to do all that for independence makes no sense when my children are being raised by strangers.
To outsourcing parenting. So what? Let's segue here. So
sure.
you've been married 3 times, right?
Yes.
Why 3? Why? And I get it, but why 3 times?
The first marriage was, I believe, when I was 21, and my first son was on his way.
Right.
And my father and grandfather sat me down and said, "Listen, we don't do this, have a child and live a separate life. If she's pregnant, you have to do the right thing. That's what I was told.
Right.
And you have to marry her." So we got married. We were married in February, and our son was born in September. So my child was not born out of wedlock, the first one.
But you didn't really want to get married, though. Basically, what you're saying.
I don't want to say that I didn't want to get married, because I grew up watching, in the later years of my 20s, or the early beginning of my 20s, rather, my late teens, 20s, was Cosby. And you said, well, why can't I have that? She's working, I'm working, I'm getting ready to go in a career, and I was getting ready to go in law enforcement, not understanding anything about that career and the strain it puts on you mentally and emotionally, and how having a child is not some easy episode that you can watch for 30 minutes and it's good.
Right.
So it was a lot. And she was working at the time as well. So it was a lot to go through. And I treated her horribly. I was a horribly immature young black man. And my experience with women was limited at best, even at that age. And so
of course,
it was a disaster of a relationship. It was a disaster relationship. But we still communicate. My son is now 34 years old. We still communicate. We still talk. I still say happy birthday to her. Says happy birthday, Merry Christmas, things like that. Because the apology was given that, listen, I'm sorry we got married at that age. I'm sorry I married you. I'm sorry that I got you pregnant at that age, because that was a very irresponsible thing. And I wish I knew better. And the reality is I did know better.
You wanted to be married, but you just weren't ready for it.
I wasn't ready. No.
Okay.
And a lot of people who get married aren't ready to be married.
Right.
Because there's a book out. I can't remember who wrote it. Matter of fact, it's back on the bookshelf, called Lies at the Altar. And I tell everyone that talks about getting married, I said, read that book. I know you're going to read the book, because marriage, living together, 2 completely different things. And marriage is a step in the right direction that would help our community and our people. One of the things that I've always preached is the fact that as people of color, we have the worst statistics in everything, and that's the way we want it. And until somebody said that, and it's not an anti-Semitic type statement. Somebody said, "Why can't we be like the Jews?" I said, "I don't know. You tell me why we can't be like the Jews." Because their dollars circulate 90% in their community. 90%. The 10% that goes out has to go out. The other 90% of their dollars stay in their community. Not us. Our money goes everywhere and anywhere. And until we establish ourselves as an independently viable community of finance, we will never not have police brutality. When was the last time you heard a Korean family crying about police brutality? Because the cops won't whip the butts of a bunch of Korean boys speeding and smoking weed. They'll take them home to their parents, or they'll lock them up and say, "Come down and get them."
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation in itself, though. I mean, we could talk about that. The fact, and I'll leave it at this: the African American is a project.
Yes,
it was a creation at the end of the day. So when you have somebody who doesn't have an identity and was basically owned at one point, you can't expect so much in only 50, 60 years.
And that's what I explain to people. People forget that we haven't had this freedom that long.
Right.
And the fact that we act like we do, and that brings me back to what you're talking about with dating, that our dating has to become more serious, and we have to bring the Black community back together.
More
because
intentional.
we don't have it. You go to a basketball game in the park, that's a sponsored game with teams uniforms. You see 10 men and 80 women, and that was never when I was growing up. That was never.
That's the barbershops. That's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You go to
Yeah,
barbershops.
it's everywhere.
Women sitting there
I know
with
you go in the
some
barbershop. Why is there women taking the sons to the barbershop?
exactly.
All these other things, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things that bothers me, and like I said, I've talked about, and that's why my channel, not to say, I'm gonna segue to it, but when I started my channel, I tried to cover everything
Right.
from religion to fitness to social issues and all that. And that's why my channel never grew, because you can't have a channel with basically a salad of, a mixed salad. It has to be geared so YouTube knows how to promote it to the people. So I could sit there and talk about, and I have a finance channel, which you guys can subscribe to it. As far as credit, real estate, and things like that, it's in the description. But you can't just like talk about all these different things. Like, I would like to talk about that, but I feel like dating right now, relationships, interpersonal relationships, something similar. What Kevin Samuels is doing, and this is, I get a lot of people commenting, saying stuff. What Kevin Samuels, I remember what Kevin did when Kevin first came on. I came up under O'Shea. For you people who don't know, I came up under O'Shea. O'Shea has been my mentor coming in to start my channel, as much as people don't like him. So I came up under O'Shea talking about these topics, but I also wanted to do other stuff, and that's kind of like where I messed up. But at the end of the day, as far as our people, the so-called African American in America, all these things are related, from religion to relationships to economics. All these things are together, but it bothers me because that's not something that, at least for me, that this channel is not for that. I would like to talk about things like that. I would like to go into depth, but you have to, what is they say, you have to put the medicine in the candy.
Yes.
So, with that being said, I see you go, Professor, man. We about to get on. I'm just rapping with AJ. We go yeah, man. I want to hear. I'm glad we got a lot of wisdom here, like yourself, a man who's been through the trenches, who's been through the 3 times. Before we get out of here, I want to hear about this second and third one though. So you got it. You wanted to get married, but you weren't ready with the first.
Right.
The second was immediately, or
the second was immediately. Yes, the second was immediately. It was more of an arranged marriage type thing. The person needed my assistance with getting legal paperwork. That's why when I see some people on Kevin Samuels talking about, oh no, this 65-year-old man from Tunisia wants to marry me, and you go, no, he wants papers. Right. So that's why he wants to do that. So I did that. She was much younger than me, and we actually had a pretty good run, I want to say. But it didn't last, because even in those situations, people don't show who they truly are until they're in a better position. Absolutely. And once she got in a better position, she became a different person. And when you start looking down on people, and again, this is just my side of the story, because she'll say, well, no, I wasn't looking down on you. I felt you should have done better. But my situation was good enough when you had nothing and wanted to go to college full time and devote yourself to that and be able to progress and be better. Then and while I'm still supporting my children from a previous relationship, and once that ended, you should
cut out of it, froze or what?
I'm sorry. I think either you froze up or I froze up.
That's me.
We're freezing up.
Hey, can everybody? Okay, now it's back on now. Like, my signal's strong, but go ahead. I wanted to say to you, you should have known what you were getting into. I'm not knocking you, but it was a arranged marriage. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's quid pro quo. At the end of the day.
It was, and I say it was a good experience for me, because for me it fulfilled a desire of having a young hot wife for a period of time.
Yeah.
And that's what you remember. You know, that's what people still say to me. Yeah, I remember that young hot wife you used to have. You know,
Yeah.
and what happened to her? Well, hey, listen,
Right.
things change. But the final relationship that I'm in now
Oh,
was based on me was a lot of time in
you're
between.
married now?
I'm married now. Yes, married
Oh, okay.
now.
You're on the third wife. Okay. Okay. Got you. Okay.
Yeah, this is wife number 3. Yeah, this is wife
Okay.
number 3. No, I'm not. Somebody said, well, what happens? What happens if you leave this relationship? I'll get married again. I believe in the
The institution of marriage.
institution of marriage. Yes, the institution of marriage. And again, I'm going into a totally different subject. I don't want to segue into that. But I always laughed because there was a book that we had read years ago about a guy who never really worked, but he was always married. And he married these women who worked and had jobs and talked about him. And finally, you know, they got rid of him. He went to the next one. So when he went at 62 to retire, they said, oh, I'm sorry, sir, you don't have any credits on file. He says, no, I've been married. And every wife that he went to, they said, well, this one made this one made this. It's better for you to retire or get benefits based on the second wife because she made more money. But when the third wife retirement age, you can actually get more money with her by changing your benefits to be based on her income. So you'll get a boost when she retires. And to me, it was like, oh, so there is a benefit to marriage. One of them is Social Security. 2 is when death happens. Just certain things. But the community that we have today does not believe in that. The hookups that people have makes no sense to me. And when I say it makes no sense, people hook up with people for the craziest, like, you know, things that we saw in movies. You know, people meet and they have this whirlwind romance and it's a fantastic thing, and then they turn into an adventure with 007. That's not the real world.
Yeah.
But they hook up with these people for no reason. You have women out here living with guys because they have no place to go. They have no plan. They're just staying with this guy. Yeah, I kind of stay with him now. Kind of. Why? Well, this is what he has. I had another female say she needed to borrow money. I'm like, wait a minute. You're on Instagram every day. You're somewhere else. You were in Italy 2 weeks ago. How do you not have money for rent? So you got guys flying you out to Italy, buying you bags, but not helping you pay your rent. So your priorities are wrong. But that's not dating. But she said, "Stay." No, he didn't fly me. You know, we went on vacation. So these are the dating scenarios that you see.
But
and it's sad. It's really sad to me. Because until we improve, our community cannot improve. Until we improve the relationships that exist in our community, which is why I was explaining to somebody a couple of weeks ago. You don't understand. Kevin Samuels has an end in this. The end in is that improves the community of Black people, and we need to improve that.
Right.
We're going for every step we took in something else. We're going 20 steps backwards.
Right.
And until we stop that, and we need to stop it. And I'm trying to listen. Even if you don't want to get married, that's fine. You don't want to get married, but be a better part of your community. You know, we have these women are more concerned, and I'm not, you know, putting down all women, but I see more women concerned with hair and bags than with viable relationships for their children, and the how they represent themselves to men. You had a video with some woman that was talking, and I mean, she just went off the rails about she met this guy and he talked about, I watched Kevin Samuels and that's all you saw on my page. And I said, she's probably only doing this because she wants to get, as my son explains to me, because I'm older and I don't get how the whole thing works. Oh, she put this particular thing on her page because people say, oh, Kevin Samuels, and they'll search it and they'll link up to her. But I'm looking at her, and everything that I've been saying for years is what he's saying. And a lot of men are in that same position. When are we going to start coming correct?
Yeah, and I'm gonna close it with this. He, like I said, Kevin was able to package it properly where he got everyone's ear, and especially with that viral moment, average at best. That's when a lot of this is like news to women because men have been so afraid to say what's on their mind. And Kevin's just blunt enough. He's obviously your age, close to your age.
Right.
So he was able to successfully package it and deliver it. And that's why it just caught on like wildfire. And we all appreciate it from the manosphere, what he was able to do. You know what I mean?
But
And I appreciate
I
brother.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it more. Somebody had said, "Well, you just like it because he bashes women," or you. What? And I said,
Nah,
"No, I like his
nah.
content because he's going to help get the Black community together. And until we do that, we will not have economic viability. We will not end police brutality. We will not end housing discrimination. We will not end banking for discrimination. All those things are hand in hand.
Right.
And people just don't see it. It's a bigger picture. So until we get our people
Yeah,
together
you have
and
to
get
be
them
on everybody's
together,
ass. It's not just the women. You got to be on.
right? And but that's how
Yeah.
I started. I started watching him
Okay.
because he used to do the colognes. That was my thing with him. Oh yeah, okay. Well, because what do I know as a guy? Usually, you ask a woman what cologne.
Yeah.
She's gonna try to sell you whatever she makes the most commission off of. He was the one that started doing the cologne thing, and that's why I started following him.
Right.
Something to
Right.
watch.
Yeah.
But listen,
Yeah. Well, he was
JR, I love your
successfully
show.
able
I've
to
always
transfer.
loved your show. I loved you
But
from 2 years ago, watching one of your videos. So I've still
man,
followed you, still
I didn't know you've
subscribed.
been on that long.
Yeah, I'm a
I didn't know
different
you've
name.
been on that long, man. But yeah, I appreciate my OG subscribers who know me before the reactions. I appreciate you guys, and I do appreciate the new guys, but especially the people who knew me before the reactions with my older content, man. But you know, I appreciate you you giving the game to everybody. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna wrap on another video. I'm gonna be doing these more often.
I'm still
You know
following.
Yeah. So, you know, you have a good evening, man. I appreciate your input this evening. All
Thank
right,
you
we'll
so
talk
much.
soon, bro.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Later. There you have it, guys. I mean, I appreciate my OG subscribers. You know what I'm saying? It's about bringing the unit together, the family unit, bringing the community together. So, you know how that Gold Professor, see what he talking about real quick. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Good evening. How are you?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, not much, man. The greatest
I'm
day of my
coming
life.
in.
That's
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly clear. I think
All
everybody
right.
can hear you as well.
All right. I'm glad to. Hey, I found your channel, and I was like, I like the way you was putting it forth, and you said something that I hadn't thought about with the last person you were speaking to, as far as content, how YouTube will actually read it and how it would promote it.
Right.
Because on my channel, I have each day I have certain content that I speak to. But when I listened to what you said, I was like, you know, that does make sense. That does make sense. If you have a certain topic that you consistently stay on,
right?
Like, you know, dating. Well, the algorithm would perceivably pick that up and push it forward. You know, so I hadn't thought about that until you actually expressed that sentiment. But anyway, glad to be on with you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Dig your tie. I dig your tie.
What you got for me out here? Yeah, for sure. What you got to add for me out here? What you noticing out here in these streets? What's the issues out here?
Well, I was married before. I was when I did it, I was 30.
He's a little older. Okay.
I was 30. I had just turned 30, and I was in that mindset where I said, well, it's time to do it. I made some mistakes, which was I married a woman who was coming from a relationship. She was married. That was mistake number one. Okay.
You
number
didn't
two,
backdoor. You didn't backdoor the husband, did you?
Say again.
You didn't backdoor the husband, did you?
No. Nah, I don't. I never dirty Mac now.
Okay.
No, sir. No, that is against the law right there.
Yeah, you didn't pull a what's my man?
The Dre. I didn't do a Dre. Or Drake.
What's the dude who took Bobby Womack? You didn't pull a Bobby Womack, did you?
No. No, sir.
But yeah,
no,
go
sir.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, that happened, and you know, we divorced probably about 4 years later. You know, it wasn't a bad divorce.
Why?
Okay,
What was it? What was it?
say again.
What was it? Why'd y'all get divorced?
Well, um, you know,
You want to talk
we
about it?
just yeah, no, we could talk about it.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking back of what actually took place. You know, I'm 52, so
Right.
it was 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years
20.
ago. So
52 is about 20,
20 years ago.
18
I'm
years
sorry,
ago.
somewhere in there. Okay, all that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I have had time to grow, and I hadn't really thought about it. You know, here and there I have, but what I would say is that I was still running them streets.
Right.
Okay.
Too
You know,
young. Too young.
I was about knocking them down, you know.
Right.
And remember what I said. I went into the relationship like this is the thing I'm supposed to do. I didn't really have the main elements of what it meant, okay,
Right.
to be married. So that's essentially what happened. And then when I tried to make it, when I wanted to go back to it and make it work, she was gone. Well, actually, she tried to come to me and make it work, and I wasn't there. And then when I went back
That's
to
how it is.
try to make it work with her, she wasn't there. You know,
That's how
so
it is.
it dissolved. I'm not. I mean, it happened. I learned from it. I'm not. I would have liked to stayed in it, thinking back. But you know, hindsight is always 20/20, right? So, you know, and because my parents were married until death did them part, you know, so I can appreciate marriage now. Of course, it's been a time since I've done it. Am I against it? No. Do I appreciate it? Yes. Do I have a better understanding of it? Yes. But in this day and time, at knowing and seeing what I've seen, knowing what is out there now, I'm in California as well.
Right. So let me segue into this real quick. So you got married at 30. You said you were married for 4 years, right? 4 or 5 years.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
You got divorced at 34, 35.
Yes, sir.
Basically prime years for you at that point. And you haven't been married. You just been playing the field for the past 18 years.
I just been in the field. And now yeah, I mean, I had some relationships you know, that I would have loved to, you know, really been locked in with, but they didn't turn out. You know how you have your inner self, you have your inner wisdom that I strive to tell people to listen to, because a lot of times that inner wisdom is telling you the facts about it.
Right.
Okay. It's telling you, you know, a lot of times you should listen to that inner self, and it will guide you right. You know, so I see things, and I'm one to give a person, you know, I don't want to hold what that person's been through before me. You know, I'm willing to give you a chance to make it right. Okay. You know, because that's what happens with a lot of us. We, you know, we listen to what's and then we tend to hold what we've been through, what they've been through, and bring it into the new relationship, and then it's bound to fail. You know, absolutely. So I strive to start with a clean slate. We do know many of us have been through things. Okay, we know that. Okay, but do you have the strength to move forward, not hold that which is in the past against that person in the present onto the future? If you have that power to do so, then the potential of it working is higher, than it not working, But in this time, when it comes to dating, especially, we see that a lot of people are struggling. I say that a lot of us need therapy. Okay, a lot of us need therapy, and I did therapy. Okay, I did a solid year straight of therapy, and I can
Did somebody have
appreciate
to
it.
tell you that, or you did it on your own?
I did it on my own.
You did it on your
I
own?
I, I did it on my own. Okay,
Mm.
and I did a solid year, man. And therapy is a place for it. Look, it is a place for you to go in there and cry, hoop and holler, catch attitude, find yourself. Uh, you know, that person in there is there. They only know what you tell them, right? So
Right.
when you express everything that's been with you, and they help you find that medium within you, um, it, especially as a black man, you
Right.
have
Where you transfer emotion. Yeah.
from boy to man, you've experienced many things, and
Right.
when you have that place where you can let it all out, the stuff that you experience physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, um, and you have that weight lifted off of you, that is a beautiful thing. And then you can really have a way to come into yourself. You
Right.
can really see much more clear once you move through all the madness that's been within you for umpteen years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, therapy helps. Is it the all be all? No. Okay, you got to do other things outside of that. But look, uh, therapy is a large step. It is a large step, to getting yourself right.
Mm. So on to the dating, right? So
Yes, sir.
how's your dating lifestyle looking? You just with one woman now? What's going on with you?
You trying to get me caught up,
Hey,
bro?
hey, no, no, no. I mean, I'm just trying to hear it from
Hey,
you
hey,
know.
hey,
You've been in the
hey,
field.
come on, JR. There ain't no wisdom.
You've been in these fields for almost 20 years. So this is
Come
to help some
on.
brothers. This is to help some brothers. That's what this show is for. From your standpoint, like, or let's just put it like this. Okay, for the past few
Okay, go
years,
ahead.
what have you seen with dealing with women in the past few years that you feel like has been consistent and is something that needs maybe um needs to be needs more focus put on it as far as an understanding, as far as the
Uh-huh.
women that you may have encountered or had
Yes,
relationships,
sir.
situationships in the past few years.
Yes, sir. Well, what I've seen is that um, women especially tend to defy accountability.
Mm,
That's what I've been seeing wholeheartedly. They have become accustomed to um saying what they want, acting how the behavior. I speak a lot on this. I speak heavily on behavior. Okay. Now, if I'm a man who's saying to you, look, I want the best for you. Okay. I want the best for you
mm-hmm.
because I want the best for me.
Right.
Right. Now, you see me working on me and pulling myself together. Why you can't do it?
Right.
Okay. How do you hang on that reasoning that you can't, but you demand that I do? How does that work?
Why do you think
See,
that is?
it's because over the years, when from boys to men, they're held accountable from boys to men. Okay,
Mm,
from age 3, understanding, up to the time they leave this world and on to the next, they're held accountable for their actions, right?
right.
But the focus on the girl to woman, that hasn't been implemented, and they're accustomed to that not being implemented. So their behavior remains to be out of pocket. There's look, um, when you lack direction, you tend to live in chaos. See, the difference between men and women is uh, men desire order. We
Right.
function off order, whereas women uh, do a lot of things out of emotional chaos. Okay, men bring order to the chaos. Now, when they don't follow those instructions, the order, then you find that the women will continue to make decisions that are not befitting to the unit, to themselves. Okay, yeah, they don't. It. Uh,
Did it freeze? Yo, is it frozen on y'all side or is it just my side? What's happening? I can't hear. Y'all let me know. Can y'all hear the brother talking? Or is it my end? Let me hit if y'all in the chat and y'all can hear me, hit that one. Is that,
I'm back. I'm back.
okay, I got it. I hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. I was saying that when you give instruction, when you apply order to what the chaos is, you say, look, we need to have order to make this unit work.
Right.
Okay, and you run into these women in the dating scene that have been so long without order. It is hard to as a man to put yourself in a position to be in a place where there's chaos instead of order, especially when you have an understanding of what is actually happening. Okay, um, you have a man who is taking care of himself, not only physically but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. um I would be hard pressed to see why he would put himself in a position of that is lacking order.
Right.
Okay, because wouldn't that be detrimental to what he's been doing for himself?
Facts.
That would be detrimental.
Right.
He's going to put all this work into himself, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Why would he put himself in a position that is detrimental to what he's built for himself?
But
Does that
these guys, to go off what you said, that's a good question. But these guys, and I'm not saying this not all single mothers, but some guys will get in these toxic, dysfunctional relationships because a woman has a fat ass, and she's gorgeous, and she's got all these issues,
Yes, sir.
STDs,
Yes,
criminal
sir.
baby daddies,
Yes,
don't
sir.
have a job, you need to
Yes,
be
sir.
taken care of. And they are perfect. And I've seen it a lot. And I know you probably seen it in your lifetime. These are basically guys who got their shit together, but they'll just basically destroy themselves in the process of trying to be with someone just because they got a fat ass. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I would say to that, what I would say to that is there's a difference between a man and a male. See, those cats that you just spoke on are males. Okay, and a lot of times these women are dealing with males. But when it comes to dealing with a man, well, that's a whole different arena. Then you see all the pushback. Because they're not accustomed to dealing with a man. They're accustomed to deal with males. Okay. You when you're a male, you tend to do things that are on that woman's purpose. The woman is supposed to be on a man's purpose. Okay. That's the difference. When she is on a man's purpose, then the unit will function. When the male is on her purpose, then you will see continued chaos.
That's well said. Well said. I was just saying that you got dudes that I get what you're saying on their purpose, which I guess is completely different. But I do know guys who are highly successful, and they're like vigorous and basically on point on the business side of things. but when it comes to that opposite sex, they just lose it. You know what I mean? And they just don't know how to control themselves, don't know how to react, and basically end up putting themselves in a position where they don't need to be, end up in prison, in jail, end up losing their money and stuff like that.
Well, I would say, look, it goes back to what I just said. Just because you have a lot of money and you're successful business wise doesn't mean you're functioning as a man. Okay, you can still be functioning as a male. Look, what is the difference between Too Short and Tank?
You talking like artists, Too Short and Tank?
Yeah. What is the difference between it?
That's a good question. I mean, Too Short's a pimp, and Tank is kind of suspect. I mean, that's the only thing I know.
But my point is, look, listen.
Short Dog is a pimp.
Tank, he told you to get her permission, I think, or something like that. Something along the line. Whereas Too Short told you, look, you better check that, bro. That's what he said. You better, there's a difference. Now, who is more valid? Too Short or Tank? Who's
I mean, I think that goes without being said. A man asking a woman, even when you're, respectfully, when you're married, you're gonna respect your marriage. But you asking a woman for permission,
I'm just saying.
I
mean, I'm just saying, brother. Look, I mean, when before a lot of the Too Shorts and all that, we had a lot of people, a lot of men saying, we had all the love songs, and it was about the woman, and then Cube and them, Too Short and them all came out and said, hold on, that's all glitz and glamour, because these broads are out of pocket right now. This is how this is what you better say. And the laws prove what they were saying. Okay, they had the laws to prove what they were saying. Now, I constantly say, I am not above correction. I am not above reproach. If I'm incorrect about it, I welcome the correction. Right. I say that. Okay, I'm just saying.
Understood, brother. But I got, I got some older. I appreciate. I got some older gentlemen in here with some wisdom. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you tuning in. We're gonna wrap because I got another brother here about to join in. We about to get some more wisdom. I know we coming in tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do this soon though.
Hey,
for sure.
I appreciate you having me up, brother, and keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep pimping out that vest and tie, brother.
Man, I had a closing.
I see you, brother. Drinking your champagne. Yeah,
man. I had a closing, so
hey, look, man. I'm on my Pellegrino, brother. I'm on my Pellegrino, man.
I had my Pellegrino. I think I did a live the other day with my Pellegrino drinking.
All right,
Pellegrino water. Yeah, but we gonna wrap though, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we'll talk soon.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, brother.
All right.
Hey, take it easy. All right.
Yourself, Mr. Wise, real Wise Nubian. What's happening with you? You got on the kufi?
What's up, brother? How you doing? Well, he inspired me to come on when he was talking about how to connect on that dating level. And
okay,
I don't know if you know me, but I've been around for a minute here on YouTube. And I'm really straight to the point.
That's right.
Tell you what's going on with me. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna put up no fake fraudulent type of answers. I'm gonna tell you from the heart.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, the best thing for a man of color or any man of this century to do is not date at all. I know that should be right there. Not date at all. You got your attention?
You got my attention. Please
You
expound.
got my attention, huh?
Please expound.
I'd be happy to. First of all, you don't need to pay a woman. For the last 100 years, this society have basically taught men to pay for women. Okay, when you pay for a woman, you are initiating her. You are giving permission to her to use you, manipulate you, and take what you got. She's not interested in your personality, how you look, how well educated you are, or anything. All she sees is, can he give me money when I want it? How much money can he give me until I find somebody better? And I don't care how he look, long as he got money. Now tell me, am I right or wrong about that?
Yeah, but if you entered a relationship like that, if you entered a situationship like that, you know, that's perfectly understandable. So how do we get at, how do we, if we, so explain, how do, if I'm interested in a woman, how do I, you know, how do I interact with a woman if I'm genuinely interested in her? You know what I mean?
I'd be happy to explain. I wanted to be clear about that. First of all, you do not enter a relationship with a woman that have no interest in you other than what you paying. You will never win with a woman that you are providing gifts to and entertaining her, because the two things will happen. If you don't have enough money, she's not interested in you. And if you've been entertaining her and then you become relaxed, then you become boring. And in them two situations, you lose. So the first thing you have to establish is respect. Right. If a woman want to be with you, she must respect you. Absolutely. And if she ain't respecting you, stop everything. Never take a woman on a date because she's expecting you to buy because you asked her out. So now you got to buy stuff for her. She's not interested in why you asked her out. She know why. If she's a very attractive in looks, but she may have a Tweety Bird mentality. But the exceptions of having a lot of desires. So her mentality is, oh, you're going to buy stuff for me. You're going to give me stuff. You're going to make me feel good and you're going to cater to me and worship me. Okay, I allow you to do that. Now flip this around. Hey, you look nice, but you take me out. You cater to me. Fill out this application like you do at a Just Over Broke and tell me why I should be interested in you. Tell me what you can give me. Tell me how you will please me and what kind of catering you're going to do for me. And watch how crickets take over. I know I'm pushing it, but I'm being real, brother. You have to be in control of your situation at all times. First thing you need to do is be in control of that introduction. Okay, right. I have my clothes custom made. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I want to hear this. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I have my clothes custom made. I practice my culture very intensively, and I'm a made man, meaning that I take care of myself. I smell good, look good, feel good. I'm 58 years old. I have 12 children, had over 5, 6 wives. Okay, and every one of them is in order. My last 3, I have them with me. I'm raising them because I ain't got time for the BS. I ain't never been to court and got sued to pay no child support because I'm too smart for that. I counter everything that they put out there and reverse the polarity. That's what I did. And when you do that, I don't care if a rich man or poor man call you lame, call you ain't this and that. At the end of the day, I got my money. What do they got?
Oh, you spitting that? You trying to spit that ism right now?
Exactly.
That's what I'm hearing. He's spitting that ism over here.
But let me go on. I ain't no Pookie and Ray Ray as they want to perpetrate and say I am. I'm a man that is in control of my complete life. See, the first thing a man has to do is be in control of his full life in order to get the woman he wants. Okay. You have to write a list of everything you want from that woman before you enter any kind of relationship with anything. One second. lower your voices. I'm not going to say it again. So,
yeah.
What, brother?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
Go ahead, brother.
So the situation is you have to design, you have to tailor made yourself. You have to design yourself to what you want. If you good in suit and tie, have the best suit and tie for you, not some other man name on the suit or your behind, but get the suit you want the way you design it and have that tailor or that custom maker make it to your specifications.
Right.
From your shoes to your clothing to your cologne to your haircut to your insight to your business attributes, everything. Do not copy another man. Now you could always take from another man and get his actions if it's feasible for you. But at the end of the day, it's all about you, baby. It's all about you. Once you do that, the strays will stay away with their diseases. The me, myself, and I won't have nothing to do with you. What's the first thing most females, succubus, female so-called women do when they see you if you have children? They run the other way. Because they say, oh, that's competition. And if he's any kind of man, he's not going to give me what belongs to them children. So they don't want to have nothing to do with you. Because they think that, well, he got children, he can't give me everything I want. You got to break away from thinking that you need to give her everything you want. Brother, I'm going to be honest with you. If you have to deal with a female like that, carry your butt to a third world country where the woman's out in the bush and educate her and teach her and keep her under your control by keeping her away from anything modern that would destroy your mentality and her mentality from serving, respecting, and honoring you. There are virgins all over the world. And a lot of them don't have no fake weave, no fake eyelashes, no fake makeup. Unless that's your preference, of course, not mine. No weave, no extensions, none of that. And you can mold that woman into what you want. Three things you got to remember, brother. There are always going to be an 18-year-old up to 25-year-old. There's always going to be a fresh woman that's a virgin, and there's always going to be one that will look up to you if you have the charisma. See, females out here got this thing. It's almost demonic, but I'm going to tell you what it is. 666. Now, when you first hear 666, you thinking, well, that's demonic, a sign of the devil. In a Caucasian or a woman of color, Europeanized mindset, 666 is 6 feet, 6 figure, 6 pack. You get it? That's what she claims she wants. But when she get that, she don't know what to do with it. She claims she want a man to take care of her. But if she don't have no children and she have a lot of options on the table because she don't have no children, she young and very, in her mindset, high value, she will play games. But when she get pregnant by another man, baby, then all of a sudden she comes down. Well, I accept you with your 6 figure, 6 feet, 6 pack, and take care of my children, we cool. But if you bring that reverse on her, you in shape, you're natural, you have no children, she ain't got time for you. She quick to tell you, hey, you out of order, or you don't got nothing I need because I can't control you. Am I making any sense?
I feel you.
Okay, let me go on.
I be saying the same. I be saying the same thing. I see where you go with this. I be saying the same thing. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
So when you're dealing with a woman of high caliber, and I don't care what race it is, because we're in a state of a reality now. And you know, I used to be very, very, very into my women of color, but I'm in America, so most women of color are not women of color. They are Caucasian minded females who are trying to do what Becky do, but don't know how to do it, and use the so-called race card every time they get caught up in being not well, they think they entitled, and they caught up in trying to be you can't tell me what to do. I'm unapologetic, and I need to be right, and a slander and all that goes on because they can't really cover the fact that they work at Target, McDonald's, and all that, and they ain't got no money no more than the man that they claiming they don't want to talk to. But the situation is they're no better, if not worse, than the men out here who are working hard. Men always have the most to lose. You work, they can get it from you. You get them pregnant, they can sue you. If you do anything to them, it's Me Too movement and they're in control. How do you deal with this Me Too movement? Not only do you walk your own way, but you have to be smart. You have to find out the history of this female, whether she want to tell you or not. What I mean by that is, where's your daddy? How come he ain't in the picture? Who is your male role model? What do you want to offer me as a man? What is my significant importance to you? If everything is led to the credit card, the money, the wallet, the investment of what you got, then you ain't gonna never get a good woman. Every woman, even though I've been through quite a few females, and I still won because I started from the beginning, letting them know what they had to do. Right. Most of them were vegans. Most of them was natural. Most of them was well educated, but they wasn't ran through as much. Now they had a couple of men, and they might have been with that man for a long time, but I take them over a woman that been with 10 men in 10 months. Damn. Because you ain't gonna get nothing but insanity. Because most women are mentally ill when they are being ejaculated into continuously because the DNA of that man is turning their whole personality around. And the more insane she'll get. Think about every woman you got with that had many partners and listen to her insanity. But you heard how she talk. You heard how she carries herself.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Okay. Now you look at the other scenario. If she on the drugs or she in anything that's unpopular, she end up getting into it very hard, and it ends up messing her mind, body, and spirit up big time. So how do you stay away from that? First of all, always deal with a woman between the age of 18 to 21. Why would I say that, right? Because most women between the age of 18 and 21 trying to find themselves. So they may be open to learning from you if you have something to teach them, and maybe you could get the best out of them if you share and teach them. But if you got a woman that already thinks she know everything, you can't do nothing with her. You can't tell her nothing. She know everything, even if she insane and she sees she failing, she gonna continue to do it. I give an example of women like that, full of tattoos, full of ear piercings, been with men, women, dogs, cats, into everything but logic, and quick to down you every time you make sense. Them are the women I highly recommend you stay away from. You don't need a woman to try to act like a man.
No.
You don't need a woman to act like a man. You need a woman to act like a woman. And if she don't know how to be a woman, then you can share because you're the master, you're the teacher, whether they like it or not. You hear all the time how you hear women talking about men being male chauvinist, misogynistic, and all that. What about they feminists, barbaric, masculine, trying to act like a man? And they have a special word. I'm still trying to say it right. MIS. I give it to you later. But basically, it's the same as a misogynistic, but it's a female version. You have to be able to counter them type of individuals by not giving them a time of day. When you see a woman that got the best booty, the best stomach, the best thing, remember there's 1,000 of them out there looking that good. So you don't have to pay attention to the one who expecting you to chase her, beg her, and talk to her. Don't do it. And the first thing
you're not gonna find a woman with a fat ass that's not expecting that though, brother. Just be honest. Come on now.
But to be honest, but let me add to this. In my 58 years of being on this planet, I chased coochie like it was running out of style back in the day. I did everything to please a woman and come at her, take out, do all that. All I did was waste thousands of dollars, wasting my time. I may got the Putain, but at the end of the day, what did I really get other than worshiping the ground she walked on? So I have learned in my years not to do that. I know the purpose of what a woman can offer me, and it's very little, because she don't want to work that hard.
Right.
A female would not want to bear with your knowledge, bear with your culture, bear with your business plan, because she ain't doing all that. You give it to her freely and she'll consider. Take that off the plate. Take that off the table. Take that off out of her mind. Once she see that, then she go like, who are you? Who do you think you are? And you reply, a real man. A man that know who I am and capable of doing something about it. When you go get a car, do you get a car without an engine? Do you get a car without wheels? Do you get a car without a battery? Do you get a car without spark plugs? Do you get a car without windows? Are you following what I'm saying? Stop getting something that you really can't work with, and it ain't gonna do nothing but bring misery to your life. Instead, get women who will listen to you, honor you, and respect you. They hear. Brother, if you pulling in money anywhere from 5 figures, 6 figures, even 4 figures, if you making any kind of money, she gonna respect you if she ain't got nothing.
Right.
There are so many women in Frisco, Oakland, and all in the Bay Area are homeless, and they chose to be gay, so now they get nothing. Because since they're gay, they ain't no man gonna mess with them. So now they in the street like the man. And then the women who do like men, she got 5, 6 different children, 5, 6 different men, don't know how to work with them, don't know how to make up money, and she's still caught up and on drugs. The other day, I'm riding with my children. I see a woman letting her child walk into the street. I scream, hey, lady, the child gonna get hit. She up there puffing on something with her boyfriend in front of Popeyes. And I'm just looking at her like, okay. I couldn't do nothing about it. Now, if I was to get out the car, park my car, get out, go over there, get the child, and then smack that bitch upside the head, I'd be wrong, right? But you just put that child's life in jeopardy, whether you hate the father or not. Why would you do that? How many times have you heard on the news, females going back to get their cell phone, running out for their life and leaving the children in there getting burnt up? And then the real heroes where the men go in and get their children and come out burnt up, but he got his children, nobody even recognize or cater to. Do the research if you think I'm lying. So we have to stop catering to these barbaric. That's why I call them fee-fail. Succubus. You know what a succubus is? Do research. We have to keep away from them because they got nothing to offer. No matter how good they look, at the end of the day, they ain't. Man, I've had some of the finest women that I lay my eyes on, and I had them as wives. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was miserable. I couldn't get the pool tank when I want. Every time she get attitude, I had to tolerate it. Every time she had an opinion other than mine, she would try to withhold. That's the power of most females out here. But you know what I did? I went back to my father's way of life. I believe in having more than one wife. And guess how that worked for me? Perfect. Every woman I got was always trying to compete with the other woman to satisfy me and please me because they wanted to be in the mix. I know that sounds crazy, but brother, it works. You got money, you taking care of business, you living that fine life. Brother, having a clean apartment, clean bathroom, a place to cook, wardrobe of nice clothes in the closet, matching shoes, smelling good, looking good, only deal with the best in everything you do. You think you ain't gonna attract the right woman? Or they gonna come in loads. But you gotta stop them at the door and say, here's the application, fill it out, give me STD printout, let me know. Literally, I did this. get your STD printout, find out how many bodies you've been with, and find out the history of your mental instabilities with men. You do all that, you will get the woman you want. Now you tell me, do that make sense?
Brother, it makes sense. You know, you've been preaching some ism on here. You've been preaching you've been preaching. I give it to you. I mean, you got your household in order from what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? You got the heavy hand. You know, you got a silver tongue too to go with it. You know, and I appreciate all the wisdom that you've imputed thus far. Because hey, you know, I feel you on that, brother. I feel you. You know, but you know, we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this here soon.
Yes, sir, without a doubt. With my closing statements, I just want to say the purpose is everybody is a KS. They just don't know it. And people like me are unpopular, so they would really go crazy on me. I would have to tone it down and word things right. But we all have culture and we all have styles. The reason why I ain't dead from no diseases and caught up is because I made very, very critical choices to get the best of the best, even if it was temporary. So I would recommend to you, young brother, write out a diagram, what you need, what you want, and what you really, really, really desire, and make it reality and watch what happens. Make sense?
Brother, I've been practicing that. I'm already
Oh,
I'm
you
already
good to
there.
go then.
I'm
Okay.
already there. You ain't gotta talk. That's what I used to talk about
All right, my brother. Peace to you.
about all the time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been great. You know, I appreciate you imputing everything. We'll talk soon, brother.
I peace.
All right, later. That brother was spitting some ism, wasn't he? You know what I'm saying? That brother was spitting some ism. So I'm gonna since I don't have anybody on here, I'm about to invite Bianca. I know you say you tuned in, Bianca. I'm sending you the link since you say you can't see it. This is a young lady, if I can get her on here. You know, I covered her on one of my videos here. So we're gonna talk about some dating when she clicks on this link here. You know, very interesting young lady, has some you know, very what do they say, vivacious, very, you know, I'm interested in hearing her point of view. You know what I'm saying? So when she joins, unless there's anybody else that wants to join in the meanwhile, we've been having some older folks on here tonight. You know what I mean? You know, and I know my crowd based off my analytics is like, I think it's like 29 to like 34. You know what I mean? Or 29. Now it's up to the 50s, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But this guy just now, I'm gonna have to react to I was reacting while he was talking, but I'm gonna have to react to do a reaction video to the stuff that he was talking about, especially when he told him to what did he say? He said tone that shit down or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a character. So with that being said, there's Bianca. Let's go ahead and bring her on here. I'm wanting to hear what she has to say, the issues with dating from a woman. We got a woman on here. There's been nothing but dudes, men on here so far, not dudes, men. So like I said, this young lady, I've done a video on her a while ago about her, you know, and she's expounded on it. So she has some strong opinions, and I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say. I know she's on her birthday vacation, but we're gonna jump right into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do it, Bianca. Hopefully your signals your signal holds up. I just saw your picture. But anyway, while that's loading up, I know she's out of the country right now, so it may be a while before it actually goes through due to her signal. Anyway, well, that's loaded up, man. Dating, I think the older you get, there you go. Can you hear me, Bianca? What's up?
I can. It's going in and out though.
Okay, that's cool. We can hear you. I think everybody can hear you because I can hear you.
Okay.
He said, "No, I got out of the military and moved back to Seattle." So I know I got you here on vacation. You're out, living the greatest days of your life. You know what I'm saying? We can still hear you. So what do you? I know a lot of your channel, and I'm gonna tag you in here afterwards in the description as well, because I know you're big on TikTok. What do you find is like the difficult part about dating in these modern times now? And I know you.
Well, I personally feel like dating is a lot. The connection might be a little bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Go ahead.
Okay. So I personally believe that dating is a lot different in the sense that we have social media. So a lot of people are not connecting on a more of a mental level. I believe like a lot of there was pretending before, but there's really a lot of pretending now on social media. You can paint whatever picture you want to paint. There's a lot of catfishing. There's a lot. There's a lot of apps to make you look a certain way. People just hide behind, the internet. And
right,
especially with dating apps and such, you're looking at a image.
You can it'll probably just turn the camera off. Bianca, I don't know if you can hear me. Just turn that. She's out of the country, guys, so her internet's not the best.
So even though
yeah, just
you're
just turn the. I was gonna tell you if it keeps doing that, turn the camera
off,
and then it might be better. Yeah.
So even though so even though you might ask all the questions, they're giving you what you want to hear. You know what I mean? You have people on TikTok, you have people on YouTube, even telling women and men, how to catch the opposite sex. You know what I mean? What you need to do, what you need to say. So people aren't being their authentic self, I feel like,
Right.
So you're getting this superficial pretend presentation, and everyone is very superficial at the beginning with the good mornings, hello, how's your day? And it's kind of like, what questions do you ask? Is it too soon to ask certain questions? You don't want to come on too strong, depending on your age, at least for me in my 40s, I don't want to waste my time. Like, I want to ask the questions right out the gate, so I'm not wasting my time going to dinner with you. And you don't want to waste your time either. And I don't know how many guys is paying for dinner, but I pay for my own, but I'm sure there's people who pay for the lady. That's a lot of wasted money. You know what I'm saying? So it's very difficult. You know what I mean?
But don't you think that turns you off? Like, I can't speak, but this is from my experience. When that, like what you were just saying, the good mornings, the calling you and stuff like that, from my experience and from what other men's experience as well, showing too much interest right off the bat turns a woman off. Has that not, you're saying you're not that way?
I guess for me, I'm a unicorn. I've been told I'm a unicorn. I'm very different in the sense that it doesn't turn me off. I rather know, if you're really interested in me, then let me know, because my time is valuable. And I have a bunch of guys in my DM constantly. And, this whole like, oh, I'm not going to call her for a couple of days because I'm going to see if she calls me back. I ain't got time for those games. Like, if you want me, make that very clear. You know, I'm all about the assertive man who knows how to communicate what he wants and how he wants it. Then for me, I know how to move with him. But somebody who's ambiguous or doesn't or gives me the vibe that he don't know, I don't like that at all.
You know what, Bianca, and I'm gonna
Just
I'm
a
gonna
second. Go wait a minute, JR. Yes. Yes. I am currently on a Zoom.
I'm kind of getting ready to. I just felt like a lot of tone in that message, so I really want to explain to you the rules of the play.
Oh, you don't have to. I mean, I've just told you I was disappointed because I have made plans, but it's okay. I mean, if I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have scheduled it that way. But I understand your rules and I don't mind them. I respect them. But I didn't see that listed in your description.
It doesn't give you the option, darling. Airbnb does not give you the option that friends are allowed because it doesn't really happen.
I have an Airbnb and I write it in my description.
To write it in my own description.
Yes.
It's a weird thing. I find that women will say that, but when guys like women, I feel it, and from what I discovered in these fields, women will say these things, but when you actually do them, you know, like it's ideal.
I understand.
We want to be upfront. That's how we are for the most part.
Yeah,
you know, that's
I got it.
But we have to play these mental gymnastics and play these games to.
But why do you feel like you have to play those games?
Because women. So, and this is I've been studying this for a while, and I know guys run through the same thing. When you have to play these games because women play these games, so you have to counter it by being, as you say, indifferent. And once a woman knows that she has you, basically, from my experience, once she knows that you're completely interested in her, that she can expect that good morning text, she can expect you to call her in the evening, she loses interest. She's more interested in that guy who's indifferent, who's not all over her. There's a saying that goes, you must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. And we feel the same way. I feel the same way about women. You have to let a woman do her. Women are like, and then it's not the liking it to that, but women like to feel free. They value their freedom. They don't want you all over them. They want you to basically let them. It's a scientific fact that women are attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. That's why they go for the bad boy.
I don't know what that scientific fact is, but I'm gonna tell you what. I deal with women on a daily basis, and you know, birds of a feather flock together.
Okay.
And every woman that sits in my chair that's similar to me, we all feel the same way. Be clear with your intentions. I don't like ambiguity. I don't like vagueness. And I certainly don't like people being unclear with their intentions. I just don't. And so maybe that's why I totally choose not to date, and I hate it because I don't like playing those games. I don't like those mental, you know, gymnastics. I absolutely hate them. I hate them. And so for me, I'm the type of person, I've had guys tell me that they felt like they were being interrogated because I asked a lot of questions. But I'm like, if you feel like you're being interrogated, then that's cool. We just don't have to talk. Because for me, I have a lot of questions. I'm trying to get to know you. And I get the whole thing of I'm 40 something years old. I'm 41 years old. I ain't got time to be wasting my time going out to multiple dinners with you, trying to get to know you when I can just simply ask a question and understand where you're coming from if you're being legit.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, Bianca, your signal suspect. You know what I'm saying? We might have to, yeah, 41 or 47. I was wondering the same thing too. I know. You still there, Bianca? If not, we might have to move on. Okay.
I'm here.
Was it 41 or 47?
I'm 41.
Okay. Yeah, because it sounded like you said 47 earlier. And I know people were asking that in the chat. So yeah, go ahead. You don't have time for. You were saying you don't have time for the BS. You rather get to know the person instead of going through multiple dates and going through all the BS.
Yeah, for me, I own 4 businesses. I got 4 kids.
Right.
I ain't got time for all that. So literally, which cracks me up because I hear a lot of men and on my TikTok, when you 40, you a liability. If you a single mom, you a liability. You this and that. I said maybe somebody need to tell these dudes. Maybe they missed the memo because I have a ton of people up in my DMs. I have a ton of men asking me out on dates. They don't care that I have kids. They don't care about none of that. So somebody need to send them that memo because I don't have that problem. I have that problem, and I got the receipts, honey. I have a ton of receipts.
We're not. I can believe it. You're an attractive Bianca. You're an attractive woman.
I'm just saying,
Bianca.
I don't have that issue.
Bianca.
So
as we said, and on that video, everybody agrees that you're an attractive woman. Even on the video I did, everyone agrees you're an attractive woman. But what are these guys' intentions?
You're going in and out.
It's probably the signal. What I said was everybody agrees that you're an attractive woman. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear your question clearly.
I said that based off the video that I posted, everyone pretty much the consensus was
it's going in and out.
I think it's your signal. I think everybody can hear me on this side, right? Hit a 1 if you can hear me clearly.
What was the?
Yeah, I think it's your signal. Everybody, if you can hear me on this side, hit a 1, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna turn on my chat. So, what was the consensus?
I said, based off the video, for the most part, the consensus were that you are attractive.
Okay, but so I'm looking at some of these people. These people's comments. This is hilarious. Hilarious.
Listen to what I'm saying. Don't worry about the comments. Chill out. What I'm saying. Listen. What I'm saying is they're like. At the end of the day, people are like, okay, you're getting these DMs. What are these guys' intentions? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different.
So I'm gonna tell you guys what. It's funny because I'm looking at these comments, and I see the type of mentality on here. But I'm gonna tell you what. I have receipts. I don't have to lie. I get quality men in my DMs. I don't get men that's wanting booty. I don't get men in my comments or in my DMs talking about wanting to take me out, get some pussy or anything like that. They're really wanting to get to know me. They're wanting to spend time with me. So I get the quality type of guys. My thing is trying to weed through all of those type of, interests to see who's pretenders and who's not is a lot. Maybe this is just my problem. I don't know. I'm thinking this is every girl's problem. But I feel like I get pretty quality guys. Now, am I attracted to all of them? No. So that's already a determining factor. If I'm not attracted, depending on their conversation, I'm looking at their conversation and I'm like, okay, this person is intelligent. That we might believe the same. And I still might give them the benefit of the doubt and a chance, even if I'm not extremely attracted to them. If they're decent looking, I'll give them a chance.
Right.
But if they're like not attractive at all to me, there's no chance because I have to have some type of level of attraction.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what I mean? But I think that's the common question because not that anybody was talking negatively, but the common thing is we hear women say there are tons of guys in my DM. But at the end of the day, what are these guys' intentions towards you? You know what I mean? And I guess what you said, at the end of the day, every woman has to weed out, who these guys are. And I guess how many guys in your DMs does not equate to, quality or marriage proposal at the end of the day, or a serious relationship.
So for somebody asked, real men ain't in DMs, honey. Maybe you don't understand. On LinkedIn, which is considered a site, I get men in my DMs even on LinkedIn. So please stop. Please stop. The ignorance is just baffling to me. We live in a techie world. We live in social media, And if you're not out at networking functions or whatever, people are in your DMs, period. So stop with the cat. Stop it.
Yo, Bianca, relax.
I mean, it's just I just be looking at these comments like, what kind of people are these people? And then somebody's like, well, how does she have time to date? That's my whole point. I got 4 businesses and 4 kids. I don't have much time. So my thing is, I need to weed them out by the conversation that they have and the attraction I have before I even go on a date.
For you guys who are asking, she was on cam. It's just she's out of the country, so her signal's not that good. So that's why we just have audio now. You guys can watch the restream if you want to see her. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So no, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get a woman's perspective since we had a bunch of guys on here. There she is. Since we had a bunch of guys. Look at her face. You dead ass serious.
But I mean, I want to communicate clearly though. I think, for me as the type of woman that I am, when I hear a lot of guys talk about what they deal with, it's foreign to me because I don't deal with those things. And maybe because it's the way I carry myself and maybe it's my mentality that I don't deal with lower level vibing people. So some of the stuff that you guys claim you deal with women, that's not something that I deal with. You know what I'm saying? So men, for me, I feel like it's how you carry yourself. I carry myself with class. I carry myself at a level where men come to me with utmost respect. They ain't calling me bitches, hoes, and all that other stuff. They ain't coming up to me asking me crazy questions. They know to come to me correct. So just as much as if I see a man who holds himself at a certain regard, I'm going to come to him correct. I ain't going to be coming out sideways.
Right.
For
sure. Well, it's definitely, it sounds like both ends. It's not just on the side of the men. And I guess, like you said, the stuff that you hear that men go through, you know what I mean? The games, there is games. Trust me. There is, just by me telling you that, a lot of guys come on YouTube to learn because they mess up so much because of the games. They don't know how to counteract the games or how to keep themselves in a masculine frame, and they end up becoming neurotic because of, i.e., ghosting, the silent treatment, just communication issues just in general, or just coming on too strong. You know what I mean? And these are real things. And it's just a matter of communication. So I think from what it's refreshing to hear you say, even though you're saying it, because I have heard, and I'm pretty sure other guys have heard, women say, I don't play games. I'm direct, I'm straightforward, I don't like to play games. But in the midst of things, when you start interacting, it could be different. But
what I've noticed, even in your comment section, I have men telling me that I'm confused, that she doesn't understand why these men are pursuing her, as if I'm some stupid idiot. And that's the problem. And this is why women like me don't waste time talking to men like that, because you already have in your mind, you look at me as beneath you. You look at me as somehow unintelligent. Why wouldn't I know why these men are approaching me? Why would I not give them questions and ask them what their intentions are? Am I that ignorant that I wouldn't do that? It just amazes me the way men talk to women, or the way that they suggest, that it already makes it very difficult to communicate. You're not even coming to the table to seek for understanding before being understood. You're already making judgments. You're talking to people condescending, but then you want to sit there and ask for respect. That's a problem for me. If you're going to come to me and you're not even talking to me at a level that I'm on your same level, and you're talking to me with already thoughts in your mind, and you're filtering it by what you think women are and all that, you're not seeking to listen, and you're not seeking to understand. And it'll never go further than an argument and misunderstanding. And that's the problem. People don't know how to communicate.
Right. I agree. But, for the comments you may have heard, people are completely different online than in person. You know what I'm saying? People are a little
but they talk pretty tough, and they talk a lot of crap. And believe it or not, what you're saying online, it gives off a vibe and impression. And a lot of these men that keep doing that, just like on your comment feed, like, what's all the animosity? It's almost like they're bitter. You accuse women of being bitter and angry, but a lot of y'all, the way y'all talk, it's like y'all bitter and angry. Who you mad at? You need to heal. Y'all need to heal. Treat people one by one. Quit trying to put everybody in a box. Don't judge people by what this other girl did, and then go from there. Just like when men come to me, I don't say, oh, he remind me of my ex. No, I don't. I let every person come to me as they are, and then I let their actions speak for themselves.
Ideally, you're correct. The individualistic approach is the ideal approach, you know, but I get it both ways, and I don't, the animosity or whatever negative comments on here, you know, that are being said to this sister on here, I don't know what that's about. She's been nothing but, you know, positive and speaking her point of view from it. You know, we're not here to down anybody. That's her experience, just like everybody else has their experience. I have my experience that I'm narrating to her based off of what I've experienced with women and what other guys that I know have experienced with women. You know, and there is a game, and we shouldn't have to, as people, we shouldn't have to play these games. We should be able to tell people how we feel about them, what our intentions are, and that be that on some mode 1 Alan Roger Curry type stuff. If this is what I want to do with you, let it be known. But some people feel like they have, as we said on our live before, we have to give out this representative first. We have to present this representative, and then we get, and this is both men and women, then we get to know who we're actually dealing with, that 30, 60, 90 day mark. You know what I mean? Which a lot of times you may have an attachment, you know, the longer you are with this person or dealing with this person, it's not as easy to break away. You know what I mean? So just my thoughts on it.
I think, you know, there's some comments about who wants to date somebody with 4 kids and all that. The funny thing about it is, honestly, I don't date people who don't have a mindset of understanding that I do have children. Right. So you're not even in the running. I don't want you just as much as you don't want me, honey.
Right.
Best believe that. Because this, and I hate to say this because it makes me sound arrogant, but I don't need a man. I make a 6-figure income, and I'm very well off, and my children are very well off, and I teach them how to be entrepreneurs. So I don't need none of y'all. So for y'all to come and run y'all's mouth and bump your gums the way y'all do, it's insulting to me, because I don't want you either. I don't need you to help me raise my kids. I've been doing pretty good myself.
Bianca, beloved, don't read the comments.
I just can't stand it. Just makes me mad. And I gotta get better. I gotta get better at this, because it really makes me mad. I cannot stand men like this. It's the abusive type of emotional abusive type of personality that I'm talking about. And I gotta get better at this and keep my calm. You know what I'm saying? Because men get so like, oh my gosh, she's emotional. Oh, she's crazy. You know, as soon as we get passionate. But it's so disheartening. Every time I see these stupid, ignorant comments and low vibing, ignorant men, it makes me so angry, because it's that emotionally abusive mentality. Like, who helped me make these babies? Both of my husbands helped me make these babies. And you know what? Not both of them don't even want to pay child support, barely paying child support. But I'm the type of person that's still paying, despite them not being a man and leading. But nobody's complaining about that. I don't go bad mouthing them about their lack of being a man. But y'all go around talking about single moms. It just, oh my God, it irritates my, just to the core. It's so irritating.
I saw you counting them stacks, though. Yes, earlier.
Did you see me?
Yeah. I can attest that. I saw her counting them stacks on the bed. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't trying to be that type person, because I ain't that type of person. Money does not rule me. I am not a lover of money, but I just wanted to let these Negroes know I ain't gotta talk nothing. I'm about my stuff. I ain't gotta lie to nobody. I'm about my business, and I'm about my hustle. I don't need a damn dime from nobody.
I know. But Bianca, I know you on vacation. Happy birthday and all that. I appreciate you tuning in.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I know I got Tech on here. I actually have to, like I told you guys, I have to go to a banquet. I had a closing earlier today. We're gonna have to catch you on the next. This is my first one I've done. I haven't done a live stream probably in like months. So we're going to be doing more of these. You guys look out for it. We're definitely going to have Bianca on in the future talking about other topics, as well as everybody else, you know, who got experience on the topics we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that tuned in. You know, I haven't been on here. This is the first one since, you know, everything started going. But we're coming with more topics. We're going to start talking about more things that matter to the community and bringing us together, you know, more positivity and things like that. And like I said, all the wisdom that was imputed, I appreciate you guys, man. And I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. We're gonna come with more, and I'm gonna tag Bianca on here. Bianca, she puts out a lot of content on relationships as well. You can follow her on TikTok. I'm gonna get her information for TikTok as well, because she has a large following on TikTok. So you guys can check her out as well. Say again?
Thank you for having me, Jay.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming on. I needed a woman's perspective on things, you know, because you had a bunch of dudes on.
I don't know if they'll like my perspective, but I'll get better. I'll try to be nicer.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. You know, but we'll get you soon. Hey, Taro, because I really gotta head out of here. You know, I know it's like 9:30 here, but I really gotta head out of here. I'm running late. So, you know, peace be upon you all, and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And like I used to say in all my old videos, anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. So I will see you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.
All right, take care.
All right, peace.